Honda's Ridgeline introduced a new type of truck to the midsize pickup class back in 2006. Instead of being a traditional body-on-frame truck, it was based on a unibody platform. While sales were never really up to Honda's standards for the original Ridgeline, Honda thinks they have the right recipe with this new Ridgeline after being on hiatus for a few years. First off, this new Ridgeline is less polarizing to look at and takes the shape of a more traditional truck this time around, while still being unibody construction. Additionally, this new Ridgeline looks to be more versatile and offer unique features to the midsize pickup class. So can Honda steal buyers from already established nameplates from Toyota and General Motors? Well, let's go ahead and find out and check out this 2017 Honda Ridgeline. Now, with the Ridgeline being based off Honda's very own popular Pilot crossover, it shares many styling cues with that vehicle. In fact, the front end looks like it came straight off of the Pilot, especially the headlights. And then when you get on the inside of the Ridgeline, it looks like it came straight directly from the Pilot as well. Now, comparing this truck to other midsize trucks, this is a unibody construction truck, and other midsize pickups are traditional body-on-frame trucks. And when you get a Ridgeline, it doesn't have the higher ground clearance of a traditional body-on-frame truck, and it's actually front-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive. Now, the Ridgeline can only be had with the V6, and then other pickups can be had with the 4-cylinder engine or even a diesel engine, what you'll find in General Motors midsize pickups. Now, here goes the key fob design for the Ridgeline. Say typical Honda Smart Key, pretty high quality design. You have your lock, unlock, and then your remote engine start, panic button. Now, our trim of the Ridgeline we have here is a pretty loaded RTLT trim. Now, this color is known as the Forest Mist Metallic. I actually really like this color on the Ridgeline. I think it looks great with this truck. You also do have Smart Key access on the driver's door and the front passenger door. And it comes with a full-on gray leather interior. Power driver's seat with power recline and power lumbar. Alright, now stepping on inside of the Ridgeline here, it's not necessarily a bad thing that Honda borrowed the Pilot's interior and put it on the Ridgeline here, as this is a really nice interior, one of the nicest interiors in the midsize pickup class. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 3.5 liter V6. Full leather wrap steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, we do have a 6-speed automatic with lower gear selection. I'm glad that they didn't put the 9-speed automatic transmission on from the Pilot. When you put the vehicle into reverse, you do have a rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. You can also change the different views right here. You have a wide angled view, a normal view, and a top down view. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the lights, and you have your fog lights, hazards. Driver's window and the front passenger window are fully automatic. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine. Heated exterior mirrors. Now, even though the Ridgeline doesn't have the off-road prowess of some of its competitors, it still offers a pretty sophisticated all-wheel drive system with selectable terrain management. You also do have 18-inch alloy wheels. However, the Ridgeline is still more suited for light off-roading than heavy-duty off-roading. You have halogen projector beam headlights with LED daytime running lights. LED headlights are optional. And you have your halogen fog lights. Now what's nice about the Ridgeline is that it comes standard with a 3.5 liter V6, and many of its competitors make you option up for the V6 powertrain. But it produces 280 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 262 pound-feet of torque at 4,700 RPM, with EPA estimates being an okay 19 in the city and 26 on the highway. It also does have variable cylinder management as well. Competitors of the Ridgeline, you have the vehicles in the mid-size pickup class. This includes the likes of the Toyota Tacoma, Chevrolet Colorado, GMC Canyon, and the Nissan Frontier. Trims of the Ridgeline start at the RT, which starts at $29,475, RTS $31,515, Sport $33,015, RTL starts at $33,780, RTLT starts at $35,930, RTLE $41,370, and the Black Edition $42,870. Now I find it pretty interesting that Honda didn't stick with the typical LX, EX, and EXL and Touring trim. They went with a different names for the trims, which is actually pretty interesting. Now the Ridgeline also uses an independent rear suspension, just like a crossover, which provides a much smoother ride. Coming to the rear, you have LED taillights, which are standard on the Ridgeline. Total vehicle price for our particular Ridgeline is $36,830, and the final assembly point is in Lincoln, Alabama. EPA estimates, like I said, are 19 city, 26 highway. All your basic power necessities: power windows, door locks, chrome interior door handles, and then you have your power mirrors right here. Now with the interior being based off of the Pilots, it actually has the best interior space in the mid-size pickup class. And build quality and materials are certainly top of the class. You have nice soft touch materials up here on the upper door panel, mid door panel, on the armrest. Up here on the dashboard, it's this nice softly padded material. And then you also do have this molded stitching, which gives it a much more premium vibe inside of here. Overall, if you're looking for an interior that's roomy and that feels pretty luxurious, then the Ridgeline certainly doesn't disappoint. Like I said, this is certainly the best interior in the mid-size pickup class. Coming to the steering wheel design, it's a pretty nice looking steering wheel design, pretty typical from Honda. Lots of buttons here, however, but you do have your steering wheel mounted audio controls, of course, and then your Bluetooth phone controls with your voice recognition, and then you have your cruise control, and then your controls for your driver information center, which I'll get to in just a minute. There's also many safety technologies that you can get on the Ridgeline here that aren't available on other mid-size pickups, like adaptive cruise control. Then you can get lane departure warning, as well as blind spot monitoring. However, I really do like Honda's lane watch system better than regular blind spot monitoring. Now the lane watch system, all you have to do is push on this button right here, and then the camera from the mirror shows up on the display right here, which is pretty cool. I think this is a very useful feature, and every time you signal to the right, you actually turn on the lane watch camera. But you could turn that off if you would like. Up here you do have your auto dimming rearview mirror, your sunglass container, then your garage home link. Then you have your map lights right here as well. Down here, there's more storage space than what you'll find in other mid-size pickups. Maybe you could use this as a cell phone holder or something. And then there's a little storage cubby right there. You also do have a 12-volt power outlet with a USB port. Heated seats for the driver and the front passenger, 2-stage, dual cup holders, and a very large center console. Like I said, with this being based off of the Pilot's interior, it has the functionality of the Pilot. And then you have the USB port down here, and a 12-volt power outlet and auxiliary inputs. Lots of storage space there. And then you have these armrests right here too for the driver and the front passenger. The seats are also very comfortable in the Ridgeline, great for longer trips. They provide plenty of support. Thigh support is excellent, and there's a decent amount of side bolstering. And the seats are really plush. As far as visibility goes on the Ridgeline, it's pretty good. There's lots of glass area all around, and I love how they added this little quarter window right here, which helps out on visibility a little bit. And then seeing out of the windshield is pretty easy. When you get to rearward visibility, it isn't too shabby. Coming over here, you have your econ mode for saving fuel. Then you have your cargo lamp in the rear, traction control off button, and then your fuel cap releases down here too. Coming to the climate controls have a very functional type look to them, and they're pretty simple and easy to use. You do have tri-zone automatic climate control. This is actually the first mid-size pickup, or I think even pickup I have ever seen tri-zone climate control in. But you do have that, and then you have your fan speeds right here, different zones, and then you can control the rear fan speeds from right here too. Then you have your temperatures, which are right here as well, and then your front window defroster and your rear window defroster. Now let's get to the main head unit and the infotainment system here. Now this is the Honda Link system, and we've seen it many times before, and it's much better than the dual screen design that you will find in some of other Honda's products. Now the responsiveness of this touchscreen is superb. Coming to the navigation system, the map quality is pretty good, and it shows you live traffic, and it also shows you points of interest. I also like how you can swipe like this, which makes it have a tablet-like feel. You can zoom in and out like this too. And it does have 3D buildings and 3D terrain too. Overall, much better navigation system, and I'm glad they finally updated it, and it's much better than their navigation system with the dual screen design. Now this is your home screen right here, and it shows you all of your different menus. Coming to the phone, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone, of course, and have all of your contacts stored on here, view your call history. What I don't like about this head unit is that it's really prone to glare and fingerprints. So if you're not a huge fan of that, then this may not be the system for you. You have your trip computer, voice info, clock and wallpaper. It shows you your average fuel economy of your trips too. Then you have your digital clock up in the upper right hand corner. Coming to audio, your different audio sources do include all of the norm here: AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, your USB port with iPod integration, Bluetooth, streaming audio, all that good stuff. Then you also do have the Honda Link. However, it does require a connection. But you can access various apps like Pandora and all that good stuff. Then you have your smartphone connection, which is for your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto. And then you also do have settings. Many settings that you could change here: Bluetooth settings, smartphone, vehicle. Let's go to smartphone. Shows you your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto. Then you have your camera settings, your rear camera, lane watch. So then you can also change the brightness of the system as well. You have a day and night mode. Also, I'm not a huge fan of this volume button right here, as it's not calibrated all that well. I rather much prefer a traditional type of knob for the volume control. So overall, really do love this infotainment system from Honda and the main head unit. It's pretty good, it's responsive, and it's pretty user-friendly. Coming to the whole instrument cluster here, it's a pretty traditional looking setup, and I like how simple it looks. Coming up there, you have your digital speedometer, and then right there you have your tachometer, and over here you have your fuel gauge and your coolant temperature. Coming in the center right there, that's your driver information center. Shows you all of your vehicle information, such as your fuel economy, and then your exterior temperature readout. Shows you any warning messages as well. Then your oil life percentage, tire pressure, your direction of travel, all that good stuff. Just basic information right here. Now, as far as the way the Ridgeline drives, this vehicle drives a whole lot differently from other pickup trucks, as it's based on a unibody car platform and not a body-on-frame construction. And this allows the vehicle to have a much smoother ride, and it handles a little bit better too, especially around corners. It doesn't feel as tippy, and it doesn't have a whole lot of body roll. The 3.5-liter V6 in the Ridgeline also provides plenty of power for the vehicle, never feels anemic. However, the towing capacity certainly isn't up to pickup truck standards. And the 6-speed automatic transmission actually shifts pretty smoothly with this 3.5-liter V6. Now, as far as the way the ride goes, the ride is very comfortable, and it's pretty quiet inside too. If you're used to driving a crossover, the Ridgeline will feel very similar to driving a crossover instead of a pickup truck. And a lot of people actually want a pickup truck that drives like a car instead of a pickup truck. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the Ridgeline. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Now, one area where the Ridgeline really shines is in its versatility. Now, Honda calls this their dual action tailgate. Now, of course, the tailgate is going to swing down like this, but it also swings sideways like this. Just actually a really unique feature, and no other pickup truck offers that. And then also right here, you do have a huge storage compartment. What also makes the Ridgeline's cargo bed pretty unique is that you can have integrated speakers back here, so you can have a little tailgate party. Overall, pretty cool. I wish other pickup trucks would do this, and it's very innovative. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still nice and soft touch on the armrest. Now, what's pretty unique about the seats is that when you pull this handle, the seat will actually come up like this, and when you pull the seat up too. And that's a pretty unique feature of the Ridgeline. You also do have rear adjustable headrest back here too. Now, the Ridgeline easily has the most accommodating rear seat in the midsize pickup truck class. There's plenty of space back here and plenty of headroom too, plenty of leg room. You do have dual map pockets, rear air vents, little storage cubby down here as well. And then you have 2 USB charging ports, which is great for the family. And then you also have a rear center armrest with cup holders. And you have more cup holders on the sides right there. Overall, very accommodating. Great for families too. And the Ridgeline has the most interior space for the rear occupants in the midsize pickup class. Alright. Powered passenger seat with power recline. You have your glove box compartment too. Kind of don't like how it slams right down, kind of cheap right there. So if towing and off-roading aren't huge priorities for you and your truck, then the 2017 Honda Ridgeline is easily the best midsize pickup truck in the class, with its roomy and versatile interior and its lots of technology and luxury features available, its refined driving dynamics that are very car-like, and its unique cargo bed. The 2017 Honda Ridgeline is a great midsize pickup truck from Honda. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.